Hey, I'm Cordelia Kate. Today, I'm going to be walking you through building a funnel using resources that you already have. You've got stuff on your hard drive that could be turned into a lead magnet. We are going to then turn that into a funnel so that you can start getting leads on your email list. So if you're someone who has been overthinking your lead magnet, then this is for you. And also, we're going to be building this on Go High Level. If you want a Go High Level crash course, this is for you. I will then be turning this into a complete step-by-step downloadable resource that you can either grab from the strategy store or you can get it free inside this school community. Well, let's get stuck in. I'm going to download this PDF and pretend that this one is a free downloadable, because even though it's not free and you can't get it unless you join the school community, I could use it as a way to have leads sign up to my list and create urgency by saying it's only available to download for free for a few days because it's usually inside my store. I could also do that with resources that are inside my membership. I could say, guys, I've decided, because I've had a moment of madness, that I'm going to make this training video or resource that's normally only available to clients, available for you to grab for free for the next few days. Because the problem with PDFs and evergreen downloadables is they often just sit there looking pretty and getting maybe a trickle of downloads if they're just an optional download on your list of links on Instagram or your website. Often they're not really getting much downloads happening unless you have a lot of traffic coming to that page, like you're running ads or you're Amy Porterfield. You've got loads of visitors to your site all the time because of the blog, podcast, or YouTube channel generating loads of organic traffic. If you're a small audience, you want to create urgency in these PDF downloadables because otherwise you might get one or two leads. You want to either rotate them or have them only available for a certain amount of time, because that's going to really help you get an uptick in people downloading them. So the first thing you need is a lead magnet. If you have a downloadable and you are in Go High Level, go to media storage and upload the PDF. Click on it, get the link, and it's copied to the clipboard in incognito mode. You can see opportunity to download it. And the reason why I've gone into incognito is because I know that I'm not logged in. It's good to check in incognito that you can see what your potential lead or lead magnet downloader is going to see. Top tip for you, if you're on a Mac, have an app called Copyclip. Copyclip 2 is the one I use. I paid for it, I think like £5 lifetime. It's got the last 100 things I copied, and I can also pin things like ChatGPT prompts I use a lot, brand aesthetic guide, my brand colors, my VAT number, that kind of thing. But it's just really handy because now I know I've copied the link to that. It's sat here and I can come and grab it without needing to come back to this page. We've got the lead magnet now in the system. We're going to go to sites and then funnels, and we're going to click on new funnel. The funnel name is going to be downloadable PDF. Happy days. Create. We're going to create a landing page, a thank you page, and a welcome email that fires out as soon as someone signs up on that landing page. Beyond that, we need to promote the fact that we've got this lead magnet ready. Add a new step. This is going to be called landing page. Path is going to be landing page. I don't think I've got one called landing page. Okay, so that has now created this where I can create a page here. And if I want to do a split test, I can create another one here. Split testing is a great thing to do, but don't overcomplicate if you're just getting started with funnels. You need enough traffic going to this page to see a decent result. If you're going to get 10 people visit, it's not going to give you statistical significance to know whether that split test was effective or not. Keep it simple. Use one page for now. There is this quote, and I love it. Always be split testing, unless you are working with small traffic and you're at the beginning of your journey. We're going to create from blank, and then that's going to open up a blank funnel page. Now, always create from a template. It just makes life so much easier. When you come to this add button, the first thing we need to do is add a column. Now, you could get fancy and add 2 or 3 columns. What you need to realize, though, is that on mobile, that's where most people are going to be looking at your page, because most of us are browsing the internet on our phones. Some people on desktop, don't get me wrong, there's a good percentage there, but the majority, like 75% of the visitors to your site are going to see it on mobile. So it makes sense to build in one column so that you're not having to do major redesign stuff for having a 2-column page, because when you get to mobile, it's going to change it into 1 column anyway, which is going to end up looking a little bit crap, probably, because your images are going to be on top of your text in a way that you didn't expect because you were building in 2 columns. So build in 1 column because it makes it a lot easier. We want to add, so if we go down to pre-built sections, we're going to come straight down to product, because what we've got here is a product. It just so happens to be free. And of course, it's in 2 columns. Let's get a 1-column product. I'm going to go dark background. We're going to take this and make it our own. We're going to put some copy on here. We're also going to add branding colors. You should have this close by into hand and know what your font is. So that should make it really easy for you to youify the page. However, if you don't have those, I really recommend creating your own brand palette, because it's going to make life a lot easier for doing stuff like this. You're not reinventing your branding every time you create something new. But there are a few things that we're going to need now. We're going to need an image to go here of the PDF. If you just put the PDF there, it's kind of a bit drab, isn't it? The PDF's not that beautiful as a thumbnail. And also, if I put the first page there, I'm kind of giving away the content a little bit. That might be good for a teaser, but I just think it's a drab way to display the content. This top bit here will be free to download for a limited time. Baking in that urgency right from the off. And then the name of it is the Facebook profile audit. Okay, so what we're going to put down here are the key takeaways of what that Facebook profile audit is. And then we're going to take away the price, and we're going to make this button open up a pop-up. And then we're going to put some actual testimonial bits here. Okay, so I'm just grabbing a prompt. And what we're going to do is create some cover photo ideas. If you have a brand aesthetic guide, that is going to make this really simple. If you haven't got a brand aesthetic guide, I recommend coming into the strategy lab, which I mentioned earlier, and then you want a classroom, and then how to create on-brand AI images, where you've got all of the ChatGPT commands to create your own brand aesthetic guide. Once you've done that, your brand aesthetic guide will look a little bit like this. This is my brand aesthetic guide, and I put this at the end of everything I am creating. So this prompt is getting it to generate cover photo ideas for a downloadable PDF. Actually, I want to take out that. We're going to take that out for a minute and give it the PDF. So just to walk you through this, you are a creative director and brand aware designer. Your job is to create cover photo ideas for a downloadable PDF. So let's see what it comes up with. And then we can pick our favorite and go ahead and create the image. A close-up of a workbook on a desk mid-use with the slogan, "Turn your profile into the click" on the front. A single workbook laid flat, slightly scuffed, titled "Stop Losing Leads at First Glance." These are great. Okay, let's just go with the top one. We might spend a bit more time. We also might ask it to produce less, so we haven't got so many to choose from. I have been testing lately Gemini and ChatGPT images, and ChatGPT is always winning. Create this mock-up, aspect ratio, landscape. I know it's not technically an aspect ratio, but you understand what I mean. And then we want to grab the brand aesthetic guide, and hopefully it's going to create the image. We'll come back in a minute. So the Facebook profile audit, I think it would be really good to have a countdown timer, but I wouldn't put it at the top. I think that's a bit abrasive. We'll create a new section and then move that section down so it's at the bottom. And then we can just copy this because we've already got one, and we want to keep things the same in terms of look. Download only, available. If I can't spell, oh my God, I'm having a moment. It's not available, it's available. For God's sake, woman. Only available until this timer runs out. And then we can grab a timer and just search countdown. And then we're going to come and format that countdown. The end date is going to be Thursday at Let's go 10 p.m. I like to end timers when people are generally awake. I think if you like end them when people are asleep, you miss that last minute urgency. Sounds obvious when you put it like that. And then when it's expired, you can redirect it and create another page that's like, oh, you've missed out now. Sorry, you left it too long, or you missed this opportunity. You can't see the timer right now because it's black on black. So let's change it to white and white. Okay, so that's that countdown timer done. Now, the next thing we want to do is get the benefits. Please list all of the benefits for what people are going to achieve from taking and implementing this workbook, specifically when it comes to the potential in terms of visibility and reach increase that they will get on their profile. I like to speak into ChatGPT. I find it easier. Okay, so I'm going to grab those. I'm just going to grab these and put them in. If I was creating this myself, I'd spend a bit more time on this and refine it a bit further. So one thing with a bullet list is that if you were to create a new one, you're not going to go for a paragraph, you're going to go for bullet list. And the reason why is because you can have this image is available for you to choose from this icon. So you can choose one of these icons instead of a tick. You can also change that icon color to be on brand. If you don't have your branding colors set up in here, you just add it in custom colors by clicking add and putting your hex code in there. But with these, because of the spacing, I actually prefer to put them in one at a time and manipulate it a little bit better than what we can do here. Let's just make that white because that spacing is very block text. And to be honest, we've probably got too much text for these anyway. But what I'm going to do is duplicate that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from the first one, I'm going to delete all of this. And then the second one, I'm going to delete the top one. Oh, I'm going to have to re-put that bullet point in, but that's fine. And then that one down. The third one, I'm going to delete the top 2. So you've got more visibility, your comments start, people instantly, and then I just delete those. And then we're doing it so that we've got, in fact, let's just stick with 3 for now. Don't need to go through and do all 5 of them. You get the point. The reason why I've done that is so that we can manipulate the spacing a little bit more in between these things. Otherwise, they're just going to be block text. At this top one, we've got too much space there, but that's because I need to do that, isn't it? Okay, cool. And then instead of here's what you get, we'll create something more compelling. Firstly, we need to adjust the spacing, maybe add 10 or 20 there. This is going to blow up your Facebook. And then we could go like, here's how. We'll probably make that a little bit smaller. We probably need to duplicate this and put that there. Okay, and then we need our image. Let's come back to ChatGPT. I think that's great. Turn your profile into the click. I'm happy with the aesthetic of it. You could play around and just keep regenerating as well. If you click here, you can click on retry and it will just do it again. For now, I think that's perfect for what it is that we need. And so I'm going to click on this and come to general and click on this button here. And then I'm going to upload. There it is. And there we go. So you can see that that is already really shaping up. The next thing that I'm going to do is come into this fonts thing at the top here, change all of my typography to Montserrat because that is our branding. And then we might go background here is going to be on brand gray because I've got my colors here already. This one here is going to be perhaps pink, maybe light pink. Yeah, that's great. But now what we've got to do is make all this black. We can just highlight it and make it black. Right. And then we need to change the color of that button. Now, I could make that button pink because obviously then it'd be on brand, but that wouldn't be the best move. because pink buttons don't convert that well, according to all the research someone else has already done for me. And so I'm probably going to make it orange. Brilliant. And then we can get that button to open pop-up. Here, we want to add a little sub-headline. What are people saying? Styles, we want to add a bit of a buffer, so it's too close to the button. So at least 20. And then we can add an image. I'm going to just add 3 images, to be fair, because I've got 3 that I'm going to use. I'm going to upload them. They're currently sitting in the downloads folder. This one, and this one. Let's start with Emily's one, which is really nice because it's actually shown that she's had a 58% increase in views when she used this PDF, which is really nice proof that it worked, as well as people saying that things are amazing and that they loved them. Having that proof is really helpful. So thank you, Emily. That's great. One thing I love is we can animate this button. Let's do an animation of it. Let's make it rock. So it's just always moving. Oh, I love that. I'm going to duplicate this and bring it down and also put it under this timer because I've elongated this page. So the timer is now quite far away from the button. So I'm just duplicating the button. So there's 2 buttons. Now what we need to do is format the pop-up, which is here, pop-up settings. We want to change the settings, element name, sign up. Width medium, show pop-up on none. Or we could do exit intent. If someone goes to leave, it pops up. That's only on desktop. And it means if they hover over address bar, it'll pop up background color. Now, it gives you this gray thing automatically on every pop-up on Go High Level. So how to get rid of it, go to styles, and then we're going to get rid of the border color or the border altogether. I prefer no border. And then I'm going to click add and choose 1 column. Then forms and surveys, create new form. There we go. Okay, it's loading. So in this form, we're going to give it a name, and the form is going to be called Facebook Audit PDF. And then we've got name, last name. Let's get rid of last name. Just reduce the steps. Let's call first name just name. So let's click on settings. We're going to change it to name. And of course, we want name to be required. And then phone. I probably wouldn't put a phone number on this PDF. I don't think a PDF is going to give me a strong enough reason to ring someone, but it's up to you. You can add phone there. Then I'm going to take this out and add a bit of text here and make it 10px and put like your GDPR statement goes here. The button, again, we want that button to be orange. Colors and backgrounds, change it to the orange that we just had. Happy days. And then you can link in your privacy policy there. I recommend you get one if you haven't got one. I generally don't have that there. It's in the footer of my pages, so I'm going to delete that off of the form. You just want as little stuff on the form as possible, really, because it's just going to cause too much distraction. So I would put the privacy policy in the footer of the page. Okay, so that's now saved. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if I click on this X, it's going to be there. It's not though, is it? Add elements and then go form. Select your form, Facebook Audit PDF. Happy days. Okay, cool. One thing I would add at the top is just a little bit of text. Where would you like me to send it? Probably make that a bit smaller because it's a little bit abrasive. Like 24. And then boom, done. So I can press save. The next thing we want to do is make a thank you page. We're going to just duplicate this step because why would you recreate it and restyle it all over again? Let's just keep it really simple. So what we're going to do on this page is we're going to say, go and check your inbox. I've just sent it over to you. We might replace this here with what? And then it's winging its way to your inbox. Now, I might go like that just to make that nice and narrow. And then also we're going to probably just have a GIF. So I'm going to search for image. I like to make this bit fun. This thank you page could be a place where you sell something, you have an upsell, you strategize. And, there's so much you can do with a thank you page. But for a little PDF that we're just using as a lead magnet on a kind of build as you fly funnel that doesn't need to be perfect, it's winging its way to your inbox, go and check your emails, and a GIF like of someone celebrating is enough. Is completely enough. Let's go to giphy.com and go for celebrate. Find something that isn't too weird, because some of these things are weird, man. Like, I like this one. I think this is perfect. I'm going to copy the link and drop that link in here. And that will then display that GIF there. We could have a download button as well to download it straight from here. If you want to do that, I'll show you how to do it. The reason why I'm not doing that straight away is because the reality is I want to get people in the habit of opening my emails from the off. If I just put it here for them to grab, they're not going to go and open that first email. And what that's going to do is tell Google and Outlook and all the powers that be with email that no one's interested in the thing they sign up for. And it's going to ruin my spam score in the long run. If you want to do it anyway because you're rebellious and whatever, then fine. Let me just show you how to do it. You would just grab a button. And then on this button, you would change it from open pop-up to, you could either have download file and you can actually just put the file. We've got it here already. We uploaded it earlier. And that button would just then download that file. When you click on that button, it's now going to download that file. But yeah, so that is, and that always happens. I'm so pleased I demoed that. The pop-up thing is on by default in terms of the settings for it. We've just duplicated this page, so we put it on the previous one. So all we need to do is come in here and change the show pop-up on none, and that's not going to come up. We could just disable pop-up as well. So there we go. You can't get rid of pop-ups entirely. You just have to disable it. Let's come out of this, and then we're good to go. Do not put headers on landing pages and thank you pages. I know that you might be tempted because you're like, it'll make it look normal, like a normal website, and that will be more professional. But the point of a landing page and a thank you page is that we're doing it in a funnel builder so that it's not looking like another page on your website, because we don't want all of that distraction. We want them to take the one single action we are giving them, and that is, in this instance, to go to the email to grab the downloadable. In the landing page instance, it was to put your name and email address in the box to grab the downloadable. So all I'm going to do here is change this slug to thank you. So thank -you, update step. So on this landing page, one thing that we haven't done is in the form, we haven't told it what to do when someone submits the form. So let's open the pop-up, and then we're going to go to edit the form. And you've got this tab here, which is settings. And on submit, you want to redirect to a URL. And that URL is going to be, and do not hand type URLs, this is bad demonstration, /thank-you. I might do PDF thank-you. But what I'm going to do is copy this and I'll paste it into the thank you page slug. God knows why they're called slugs, because that is disgusting. I hate slugs. Okay, so we're going back. And in this settings, and then PDF thank you, update step. The next thing we need to do is create a little email sequence for it. So we're going to come into automation, create a new automation, which is a workflow, start from scratch. And the trigger, this works with a trigger and actions. So this is going to be called Facebook audit PDF. And the trigger is going to be somebody submitting a form. And the form, so if we add a filter, select the form is, and the form is the Facebook audit PDF form, save trigger. Then we can add here to send an email. The name that I've given the email is just internal so that I know what it is. Name is going to be Cordelia Kate. From email, hello@cordeliakate.com. And then I'm going to use the Smart Builder because it's nicer. And we're going to select this here. One thing you need to be very careful about in Go High Level is that you need to manually put the unsubscribe footer at the bottom of your emails. If you don't, you will send emails without an unsubscribe footer. What that will do is cause you to be murdered by the police of unsubscribing. Be very careful that you don't forget to put this footer there. It's very normal to get people unsubscribing. Don't overthink that. Expect unsubscribes from every email. Just expect it. Don't take it personally. It's not a big deal. It's just a thing. Anyway, let's create the email. Paste this in here. Probably not start with all right, hey, and then personalize so that it's going to that person. First name. First things first. Nice choice. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then we're going to put the link to our download. I'm just going to make this the link. By the way, I just highlighted that and then pressed Command V. You don't need to actually go into the settings of adding a link. You can just paste a link on top of text and then it will automatically be a hyperlink. I'm going to make that blue. There we go. So this email is called PDF delivery. Save. Subject line, your Facebook audit is ready. Save action. Okay, and that's done. We're going to turn that on, publish, save. So now what we're going to do is open incognito and go to temp-mail.org, which is going to give me a temporary email address for testing. Grab the link to the landing page. You always need to test your landing pages before you promote them. Always test it. So here's the page we made earlier. The only issue with this is I would probably put this button like here as well. We've got to do too much scrolling to get to the button. You always want to have the button on the first fold, really. Where would you like me to send it? Cordelia test. And then we're going to grab the temp mail. I recommend you always have the word test in your test emails because you can just search Go High Level for the word test and then bulk delete them all. Oh, and the button is still called button, but that's fine. We know what it does. It's winging its way to your inbox. Go check your email. Okay, I'm checking. Here it is. Your Facebook audit is ready. Here is the email. There we have it. One funnel, completely built and ready to use. Once you've got the link to that landing page, all you need to do is go tell people about it. Create promo posts, put them on social media and say, I've got this PDF available for you to download. It's only available for a few days. Here it is. Go grab it. Baking in some urgency is a really good thing to do. It's going to drive people who want it to actually go do it now because they may miss the opportunity. Whereas if you leave it for them to just do it when they get time, they're probably never going to do it. And you'll get some people that do it, but then you get a lot of people that just don't. The purpose of this lead magnet is to get people on your email list to then communicate with them and get them on a sales call. So what I would also do beyond that first email is to have another email that goes out, which then invites them to book a call with me or promotes a paid offer of some kind. Another thing, you can have a section of that PDF that sells your product and gets people to book a call with you. Just don't rely on the PDF to do the heavy lifting there, because that's relying on people to actually read the PDF. You may have put loads of effort into that PDF. The reality is most people aren't going to read it. I bought a course the other day and I still haven't looked at it. I might not ever look at it. We're always downloading stuff and buying stuff that we don't actually look at. So don't rely on the PDF to do the heavy lifting. Get into your email autoresponder and create other emails that can fire out that can also do a bit of that heavy lifting for you too, so that you've got multiple methods for getting people onto calls. But there we go. There we have it. I will be turning this into a complete step-by-step downloadable. You can get it free inside this school community. Jump in for free on a trial just to grab today's downloadable for free. And if you don't want to hang around, you don't have to.